Welcome to Little Bracket of Horrors, the pod that puts the fight in fright.
Welcome back, everyone. I am Derek.
I'm Shelly.
And I'm Matt.
And we are Little Bracket of Horrors.
We are. Yay!
And Shelly's back with us.
Yay.
Shelly.
Speech.
Well, you know.
Life.
You know, I was just looking at all these wonderful bottles over here. We should have did a shot to welcome Shelly
yeah.
back. I didn't
But
think
every
of that.
time we do that, Derek gets into a little trouble.
Just a tad bit.
All right, so maybe another day.
Yeah, maybe when we do the
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
the last, yeah.
the
we
Deathmatch.
could have a little couple drinks for the
There you go.
I think we could. Yeah.
There you go.
So Shelly, welcome back. It's good to have you back.
Thanks. It's
Yes.
good to be back. For those keeping track, I did watch Brain Dead.
Yeah, booyah.
But I missed that episode. And unfortunately, I missed Tammy and the T-Rex.
I knew you were heartbroken. So
so
heartbroken.
I vowed never to watch it. So
Did you watch it, though?
no, I will never
come
watch
on.
it. I don't care where it lands on the bracket.
Yeah.
Whatever
yeah.
it's up against is probably gonna
Zero.
win.
I think
It would take a lock. Like
Yeah.
it would take pulling Harvey too for me to like
Well-
consider it.
Who did you put it up against on the
Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, like easy.
But it's funny because
Yeah.
on Instagram, on their stories, we did get two people vote for Tammy and the T-Rex.
Right.
One was our friend Tim from Horror Flicks and Guitar Picks. And then the second was my beloved wife, Carrie. And I was like, what?
She did
Yeah.
it just to be funny. She doesn't actually feel that way.
She's a blast. She's into fun things
She's
like
a
Tammy and the
riot.
T-Rex. But yeah,
No,
so
no.
when we have movies like The Conjuring,
Yeah.
Exorcist, you know, Tammy and the T-Rex, how far is it going to go,
I'm
really?
not too afraid
Yeah.
of it.
Not sweating it.
As much as I loved Tammy and the T-Rex, I had to vote for Pet Cemetery.
Pet
That's too
cemetery.
It's a cemetery.
Yeah, it's a cemetery. Yeah.
Cemetery.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you guys been up to? Anything scary?
my
Watching
gosh.
anything
Geez,
scary?
Shelly, you've
Shelly.
been gone.
Yeah,
for
I mean-
Shelly, how was
for a minute?
How was
so.
spooky? Do you want
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, and just to preface, I don't want to do things like skip out on the podcast.
Sure.
However, I actually, and this is a great little like PSA, I just prioritized my mental health for a few months.
That's all right.
Absolutely.
I overbooked myself and it sent me into a spiral. And I had a lot going on. I
Yeah.
plan a lot for like groups of friends and different things and activities and trips. I babysit, I dog sit, and I was doing like I was at a dog sitting house and then going to record the podcast and then going to babysit, and it was just becoming too much.
Yes.
And I had to lose something, and unfortunately the podcast was the thing I sat out of for a few months.
That's all right.
But
This
I've
is
been around.
This is a lighthearted, just fun thing
Yeah.
we do. It's no pressure. You know, we just enjoy getting together and talking about movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But, you know, to anyone out there, if you feel like you're going into that spiral or too much is going on, 100% prioritize your mental health. You know, people that will love you no matter what, just like these guys were 100% supportive of me stepping back for a little bit. But yeah, we went on a big 40th birthday trip. I'm sure Derek might have talked about that in one of the episodes.
Yeah.
We did lots of scary things out in California. Our favorite being Not Scary Farm.
Such a blast.
One of the best things
I
ever.
did recommend.
I did hear the stories. So.
Yeah. One of the
Very
best.
cool.
Oh, the lantern is right over on the counter.
Oh, you
Just
got
that
the
lantern. Yeah.
We should
It
take a picture of
died.
it with it. Oh, no.
It died.
Damn it.
Oh, you have to show
I
it.
used
Yeah.
it too much. I would just turn it on now. I was turning it on like randomly. I killed the lantern. And we used it a lot the night we went. But
Oh,
Yeah.
so yeah, we did LA Haunted Hayride and Oogie Boogie Bash. And then, yeah, and that was another reason I was deep into the 20th anniversary of the Spooky Empire, which
Yeah.
just was
Yes.
a week or so ago. And one of our biggest shows to date. It was insane. I barely even got to see Carrie and Derek.
Oh,
who were both there. My parents.
I think we saw each other for like 5 seconds at the drag show.
Well, you are busy at those spookies.
Busy,
Yes.
I've only gone to one. I'd like to go back sometime in the future, but I think we said hi a couple times in passing.
And that was a slow show.
Yeah.
Right.
This show is busy, and I am the media guest manager, so I run a whole room. But on top of that, I help with other things that are happening around the show, and kind of go in every direction that they need me. So it was a great show. It was a great success. Everybody had an awesome time. Lots of fun shows and after parties and bands, and we announced we're doing 3 shows next year.
Gosh,
wow.
Yeah.
So that's a little scary.
Yes.
But we're going to be in Orlando in May and October again, and then in August we have a show in Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So if you listen to the pod and you are a local up in the Carolinas, Virginia area, you'll have a easier route to get to us and come see us at Spooky Empire. But great 20th anniversary. Have to shout out to, Gina Mangelli, PD Mangelli, and all the staff, including my sister and Kim Wilson, who kill at each show, and Chris Mangelli, PD's brother. We're Joy. I mean, I could thank a lot of people, but it was a really great show. The staff really killed it. And my team, my media guest assistants, really, really did an amazing job this time, making sure each media guest that they sat with was taken care of. And I can't, no complaints so far. So
that room was madness.
It was packed. We had lines
many
nonstop in the media and the celebrities all did really well too. I think they had great weekends. We want them to come and have a great time. So
so many fantastic guests this last show. Robert Englund was back again. Heather was there, Langenkamp.
Yep.
The Kyoto brothers from Killer Clowns from
That's
Outer Space.
That's how you say it. Kyoto.
Yeah. I had to look it up on YouTube because I wasn't sure myself.
No, I always say Kyoto.
That's what I wanted to say, but I was like, let me look it up.
And then one of them was giving me some information to take on somewhere, and he said it like that.
Yeah.
And then a couple hours later, we were talking about it. I'm like, it's Chaya. I couldn't remember that it's like Kyoto. So thank you.
Yeah.
God, that's been killing me.
But so many great guests. Nick Frost was there. You got a picture with him?
I got a selfie with Nick Frost from the one and only Shaun of the Dead, which we reviewed on the podcast.
I know.
I got to talk to him a little bit.
That was awesome. I saw that picture too.
Yeah,
very cool.
He's so amazing. It was great. We kind of stuck him in a corner. And
he was. Yeah,
he did really good. But he was really nice. Bill Moseley was there from Texas Chainsaw 2 and House of 1,000 Corpses, which we have watched.
Yes.
I saw him in his makeup and stuff too. That was very cool.
Yeah, so really neat was, and I guess that's one, I'll part you with that one last story, but, being in the position that I am, I get to talk to everybody. I get to, meet everybody, make sure they're getting where they need to go and they're taken care of.
Super cool.
Bill had approached me and just asked for me to come see him in his makeup and get a picture. So I was like, we have the same birthday.
Nice. Oh, nice.
November 11th, we're both, there you go. You guys have my information. My birthday's November 11th.
Just saying.
So, right? But we have the same birthday. And you would have known that because you could go look up Bill Moseley's publicly. But so it was really cool for him to invite me over. And then Bill Johnson was in his Leatherface get up. Bill Johnson, who's also such the sweetest man ever. So, but it was a really great weekend. And, I don't know how we're gonna outdo ourselves. I hope we kind of take it slow for a couple shows, but it was a party for the books.
Nice.
Yeah, it
so
was
cool.
As an attendee, it was a blast. My wife and I went. We went from Thursday to Monday. We just
you learned your lesson. Stay Monday.
Yeah,
man.
I did. We learned our lesson. Just getting out of there Sunday is just impossible because everyone's
out.
So many people leaving, and the parking garage is just madness.
Yeah.
So why stay Monday? What's the Monday?
For one, you don't have to get the show ends on Sunday, but you don't have to get all your stuff out of your room by 11 o'clock on Sunday when the show's going on.
Oh, okay.
And your stuff doesn't have, and then you have to get your car out of the parking garage eventually, and you just don't have to rush or get out of there. And then come Sunday night, that place is like a ghost town.
It is.
The restaurants around aren't busy anymore. You can get a reservation anywhere.
Yes.
And then you just kind of get to relax. And like the diehard, like spooky attendees, Like, you can sit in the lobby with a bunch of them, for all hours.
Oh, cool.
Although they took a lot of the couches out of the lobby because they decided to do construction during one of their biggest conventions of the year. I don't know, madness. I won't say the hotel. Everybody can go look it up. But it's like choices were made.
Yes.
Choices were made.
Yeah, so staying Monday, you just can get up at your leisure. You get to sleep in. Well, for us who are staff, I'm up at like 7 o'clock each day, no matter what.
Right.
No matter how late I'm up each day. There was a haunted house at the show this year.
There was.
Did you go through?
We didn't end up making it through.
It was so good. It was called The Carving.
Yes.
And it was actually good. They were touching you in there and whatnot. It was really fun.
Nice.
It was cool. After a couple drinks Saturday night, we went through.
Yeah. Good.
So,
That's awesome.
Very cool.
So as an attendee, just some of the stuff I wanted to highlight was David Naughton was there, American Werewolf in London. I got to ask. This is the first time I've ever asked questions at a Q&A. But
you're usually just an observer.
I know. It was funny when I went to ask my first question. I said, "My name's Derek. I'm from a podcast called Little Bracket of Horrors. And we actually covered American Werewolf in London." And when I said that, I heard a woo. It was Brian M.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't know. Someone's clapping for my podcast, and I was like, "Woo!" There's a person over there.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was Brian M. And I was like, "Oh, fantastic!" But
that's cool.
Yeah, it was great. I got the balls to finally ask a question.
Yeah.
And David Naughton, I ended up getting him to sign a toy that I bought there because I'm a 40-year-old and I buy toys.
That's cool.
At a horror con. Yeah, he signed my American Werewolf in London toy. And he was super awesome, and it was a blast.
The vendor room, the vendor room was one of our biggest vendor rooms that we've ever had. Like many, and it wasn't just all like horror tumblers and t-shirts. Like there was so much different, and there wasn't like, sometimes there are vendors, and I mean no disrespect, that don't seem like they fit in. Like they're selling chainmail, and I'm like, it's like medieval stuff, which it's fine, but like sometimes you're like
dragons.
I'm sure there's fans of it, like people who like to do both, but it was just really great, well put together. The vendors and everything. So so many celebrities.
So many.
Adam Green, who's the
Hatchet
director and writer of Hatchet, and Holliston. If you've never seen Holliston, he was in Holliston with his buddy and Dee Snider, and Guar was in it.
Yes,
Guar was in it. Oh my god, I love me some Guar.
Yeah,
love it.
When they first came to our show, we actually had the band Guar there, and they were all dressed up. Do you remember that? We did that show.
We didn't make that show, but I've seen pictures.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool
obviously the lead singer.
Yeah, their lead singer passed.
So I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah. They're still touring, but
I'm not a huge Guar fan, but I
don't even think I know a Guar song.
The spectacle of it is what you're going
just
for.
The nonsense, the blood being sprayed all over you.
I don't know. Pete Wentz from Fall Out Boy did magic.
Ooh, he did do magic.
I stand by it.
Yeah, he was he David Copperfielded,
and his face was lit on fire.
David Copperfield, you
fielded, David Copperfielded us.
He disappeared. And he was somewhere else.
Which was awfully suspicious because it was like 85 degrees and Pete Wentz is wearing a hoodie.
It was very hot out, and he was like, "I'm gonna go get a hoodie," and we were all like,
"I'll be right back."
We're in Florida, cool, Pete Wentz. Go get yourself a hoodie. And then he did this thing, and I don't know if they're going to have it on the second tour, but I feel like if you've either seen it or you're not, no spoilers here, but he then disappeared and instantly ended up somewhere else, and they had me going for a solid minute or two, and I'm like, oh my god, he got up there so fast.
I know. Hydraulics or
and
something.
then I started looking, I was like, I think that's a video projection.
That's a hologram.
Pete Wentz. I
That's
don't
funny.
think that's actually Pete Wentz. And when he appeared somewhere else really quickly, I was like, oh no. That wasn't Pete Wentz the second time. The third time, yes, that's it.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Oh my gosh.
Guaru.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Guar. Some Guar.
Before we move on from the spooky stuff, I do have to shout out they had their first drag show, which was the Scream Queens drag show.
Yes.
It was awesome. It was my first drag show I ever went to.
You never been?
Yeah, I've never been before.
I wore
highly entertained.
A drag shirt to celebrate because I wanted to talk about that too. But
great.
I could talk about tons of things. But this is a Dragula shirt.
It is.
Boulay Brothers.
Dragula.
Yep.
Right on.
Horror drag.
So spooky off the chain this year. I'm excited for next year with all 3 shows. It's gonna be so much fun. And Matt, how about you? What have you been up to, Matt?
I mean, just a busy life.
Just life,
Just life, busy life.
Yeah.
Running kids around. Daniel's doing a lot of band competitions with the high school. I've been gigging my ass off.
Yeah.
Played a lot of private gigs.
Private gigs.
Yeah.
People's
the last-
backyards and shit.
No, we did a golf course, a
Oh.
country club. We went there. Then we did an actual private house out on Crystal Beach. It was so cool. They were all great. The one on Crystal Beach was really cool and very kind of dear to my heart because the mother said that her son, who's in first grade, all he wanted for Christmas and his birthday was a band to play at his house.
Yeah.
So it just happened, they had a little Halloween party.
Oh, cool.
So there was, there were a bunch of little kids, but, obviously adults and stuff. There was adult beverages and pizzas and all this stuff. The kids stayed up with us the whole time, just playing the maracas and joining along with us. And he requested a song.
Oh, nice.
So
a request.
He did request. So we did "Fly" by Sugar Ray.
Oh, wow! And you knew it.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
Well, we practiced it.
Okay, so was it requested beforehand?
Oh, yes.
Mom probably was like, "Hey, he's gonna ask you to play Fly."
Nice.
She said, "Do you do this?" And I'm like, "We will." So he came up and sang with us. And
that's so cool.
His little skeleton, one of those zip up hoodie skeleton things.
Those are rad.
So it's funny because I brought him up on stage. He had his own mic. I had mine, and he's got the thing on it's zipped up, and it just. And I'm like, oh, hold on. So I start working on it, and I just tell the guys to just keep playing. I was having a hell of a time getting.
Was it your half thumb?
It was.
Was your handicap?
It was. So I'm unzipping it, and I was having I got it open so far, and the kid's like pulling it off of his face, and I'm like, whoa, hold on. So I got it down, and then he was in his glory singing. And
sick.
then after we were done wrapping up, the family was so nice. They're like, please help yourself. Make yourself a drink. There's pizza. I didn't eat anything there. There might have been cake.
I would have
What
totally.
about Dino
cake.
Nuggies?
I did have a couple beers.
I hope you didn't eat Dino Nuggets.
No
Cause...
dinos.
Oh, that's right.
There were nuggets though. There were homemade nuggets, but I didn't eat any.
Homemade nuggets.
Yeah,
These
somebody
people are
makes a
fancy.
killer homemade nuggets. So we were sitting down after we were kind of getting ready to clean up. The kid grabbed a plate of food, sat down right with us. He was with us the whole night.
Cool.
When we arrived, he even said, "I've been waiting for this all day." So it just really touched my heart because that's what this is about. What we do, it's just people enjoying themselves, wiping away whatever your thoughts are with work, political bullshit, all that crap. But a little kid, it was awesome. It touched my heart. So yeah, we've just been gigging and all that fun stuff and running kids around and nothing fun. Other than that, I've been trying to watch the Chucky series.
Oh yeah, you talked about it last episode.
Yeah, so I kind of fell off of that.
Yeah,
but I did watch the Bloodlines?
Oh,
the Pet Cemetery.
The
new
recent.
ones.
Yeah,
I haven't even watched that yet.
That's
Don't
the
worry.
prequel.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I think it's a prequel.
I think it's a prequel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
It's pretty bad, but yeah, that's about it. Not much else.
So,
how about you? Nothing.
No, just the spooky stuff.
Yeah,
been doing that. I'm watching all kinds of shit. You can you can follow me on Instagram and see that I like every other fucking night I'm watching a movie. But I've been doing the spooky stuff and just living it up with my wife.
My wife.
My wife.
I started season 2 of Haunting the Hill House again because.
Oh, okay.
Or not Haunting the Hill House, whatever the second one's called. I don't think it's Hill House. Something. Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yeah.
I tried it once. I lost it. But I really want to watch Black Mass and The Fall of the House of Usher. But I feel like I'm a completist.
Yes.
So I have to watch Haunting. And I don't know if they're connected or not. I think they kind of are. But I don't know. But I'm a huge Mike Flanagan stan. So.
Yes. Yeah.
Love him.
That's awesome.
Follow him on TikTok. He's hilarious. So that's what I've been watching.
On
scary.
TikTok?
Cool.
Yeah, he's hilarious on TikTok.
I gotta find him on TikTok.
Find Mike Flanagan.
I
on
will.
TikTok.
I will do that. That's my.
He's not the one that you would think makes like Gerald's
Yeah.
game.
That's funny.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. Guys, are you ready to get into Friday the 13th Part 2? Part 2. So, Matt, do you want to kick us off with Dig Up the Bones? And this is where Matt introduces the movie, gives us some background. So, Matt, take it away.
All right. So the movie the wheel selected, how dare I? We have no control. Was Friday the 13th Part Deuce 2. Runtime on this was 1 hour and 27 minutes. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 32%. The initial release was May 1st, 1981. Director Steve Miner, distributed by Paramount Pictures, produced by Steve Miner. Cinematography was Peter Stein. Music by Harry Manfredini. Whew. The cost of this movie was $1.25 million. Box office gross was $21.7 million. A little chunk of change for you.
Making it rain.
Making it rain. This movie is starring Adrienne King as Alice Hardy, Amy Steele as Jenny, John Fury as Paul, Marta Kober as Sandra Deer, Bill Randolph as Jeff, Russell Todd as Scott, Kirsten Baker as Terry, Warrington Gillette and Steve Dash as Jason Voorhees. We got a lot of sequels.
Yeah,
A lot of this stuff.
Don't.
I'll just run through them.
No.
Yeah.
You got.
And 3-hour
I'm
podcast.
going to do the Micro Machine guys.
Oh, wow.
Here we
Go
go.
for it. That's going to be ridiculous.
It's not going to work. So
Yeah, it's not.
we've got Friday the
You've already fucked it up.
Friday the 13th, Friday Part 2, Part 3, The Final Chapter, Part 5, A New Beginning, Part 6, Jason Lives, Part 7, New Blood, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, Jason vs. Tammy and a T-Rex, 2009, Friday the 13th. So, all right.
Sorry. Watch it end
Who
up
do you
on
think
the
would win
tournament
that one?
against it.
Who would win that one?
Oh, all right. Move on.
Move on. Tagline is 2 times the fear, 2 times the carnage, 2 times the terror.
Good job.
Thanks. All right. So he's back. Jason Voorhees, that is, and he's mad. 2 months after the murders at Camp Crystal Lake, sole survivor Alice Hardy is recovering from her traumatic experience. When she goes to get her kitty some food, she's greeted by Mrs. Voorhees' severed head, followed by an ice pick to her temple. 5 years later, a camp counselor in training program begins right near Camp Crystal Lake. As teenagers in the program start snooping around Crystal Lake, they start getting killed violently one by one. And who could that be?
So we landed on Friday the 13th last week.
What?
Last episode. How did you guys feel about landing on Friday the 13th? Shelley?
I'd never seen it. Just like I'd never really watched Friday the 13th. I
Oh,
guess,
that's
like,
right. Yeah.
I was always aware of the Jason movies, but that was just one of those like
Yeah.
series that I never got into. So I never watched the original. I never watched the second. I couldn't watch them when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So when I got into movies, finally, I was more into other things that I just never touched. Friday the 13th. I watched the new one, the remake, when it came out, which I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah,
the
that one's
remake.
good.
It's not bad compared to like
It's solid.
the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, which we don't talk about. But yeah, so I was, looking forward
Yeah.
to it. I obviously knew a little bit about it based on like being at Spooky Empire and the characters and seeing people in
Yeah.
like their costumes and stuff like that. So that's all I had.
And it is a very daunting franchise when you're like, oh, I want to get into this, and you're like, there's like 14 some movies.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
It's like Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. I was relieved, I would say, because I've done this thing this year where I'm going down the franchise. Like if there's sequels, I'm
Yeah.
watching them. So I got a couple of those on the wheel, and I was like, please, if I land on any of these, let it be Friday the 13th.
Not
So-
Henry?
No, please. So yeah, that's. I was happy to get into it. I'm sure I watched bits and pieces of it before, but this was like the first time completion, and just like the rest of these movies, just getting in, giving it the attention that I think this movie deserves. So I was happy with it. What about
Nice.
you, Matt?
I like that. How about you, Matt? I don't. After watching the movie, I don't think I ever watched this movie.
Okay.
But when we spun it, we landed on. I was excited. I was looking forward to it because I did like the original. I liked the very first one. So yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
So with that, let's move on into Feasting Fiends. In this, we discuss the topics of overall pros, cons of the movie, favorite lines, most enjoyable, most annoying characters, and then we finish it off with our favorite kills / scares. So pros. Shelley, why don't you kick us off?
All right.
Welcome
cool.
back.
Welcome
Carry us
back.
through.
Yay.
Carry us through.
All right. So I did like how they continued it from the first one in the beginning. You kind of got a little bit more of what happened to Alice after her canoe tipped over. So it was a cool transition into the second one. I did like, I don't know, does this give it away? I like who the killer was this time. I guess I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I preferred that killer over the mom being the killer. So, and I just think like with the Friday the 13th, after watching the first one and the second one, I do enjoy the creativity of the kills.
Yeah.
And it kind of is reminiscent. Like I really like Freddy for those reasons. And I do like the Jason kills as well, because they're always different. So I did like that. Those are my pros.
Yeah, they definitely came out with some different thoughts.
Yeah,
on how to
always
murder
changing it
teenagers
up.
in the woods.
Right, yeah. Make it creative.
Yeah, good points. What about you, Matt?
Just like Shelley said, you took the words right out of my mouth. I love the beginning of this movie. I love how they bring it back to where we left off. You know, we get to see Alice. We get to see Alice where she's at now. So I like the beginning of it. I said kill scenes were classic slasher movie. I love them. I like the I love Crystal Lake. I want to go there.
That setting. You can
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
there.
I'm sure I can.
New Jersey. It's like
think so,
I forget what it's called.
It's
something
a Boy
long.
Scout
Yeah.
camp.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a Boy Scout
It
camp.
is.
now.
But
It's an active Boy Scout camp.
Yeah,
cool.
but they do like
Sure.
Crystal Lake tours. If you go check out our friend Erica over at Horror Happenings with the Dead Girls, she went this year. They toured it.
Nice.
Did like the Camp Crystal Lake tour.
That would
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah,
That
so.
would be fun.
Yeah, those pictures were awesome.
But yeah, those are my overall pros. Yeah, how about you,
Nice.
Derek?
I think, one of the biggest parts of this movie is the score. So Harry Manfredini's back. And I think...
Weren't we going to give him a shout out last time or say something like a fun fact about the
Yeah, oh yeah, we forgot to. That's
last
true.
season?
Yeah.
We never
Yes,
said the fun
I do
fact.
remember that.
Because we're like, we'll save it for the end.
Memory of Steel.
Yes.
yes.
Well done. Do you want to...
I don't remember the fun fact.
It was kill... It was
Like-
Coco kill Ma.
Mom killed
But
my-
he reversed it and like echoed it out and stuff.
Yeah.
So
like it
was
wasn't
just kill
supposed,
Ma.
but it's like iconic.
Yeah, so
Cool
he's back
fact.
again.
Nice.
And I actually thought this one, the score sounded like it was bigger, it was more grand. So I don't know if he got more money so we could get like more stringed instruments involved.
More
Yeah.
instruments.
Yeah, but I thought it was actually a good second follow up to what he did with
The
the first
music
one.
definitely played a role in your reaction
Yeah.
of what was going on. Like, holy
Yeah.
shit. I felt like it did.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really catch the score on this one
Yeah.
as much as I did the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think with a
Maybe it was.
like
yeah.
that's such a like a
I
pivotal.
didn't.
just like
I don't
every-
remember hearing it at all in the second one.
Yeah,
Oh,
every
right.
like step he
It
makes.
stuck out to me so
wasn't
much,
it like
yeah.
every time his foot came down, it was chi-chi-chi-ka-ka.
Well,
Yeah,
and
it
this
was
one when he
like,
steps
yeah, it
off
was
the
like,
curb.
brrr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love
I just
love his
wasn't
work in
looking
this
for
one.
it. I think so.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah.
I also thought so Victor Miller wrote the original, classic writer, but I thought Ron Kurtz, I thought he did a solid job. A lot of foreshadowing, created great protagonists with Ginny, and with her like child psychology background. I just thought it was so smart to make the main protagonist have this background where she could like deal with Jason later.
Yeah.
So I thought that was genius, and yeah, that was it. That was my pros.
All right.
Let's move on into cons. Shelley, what do you got for cons?
I still would have liked maybe more background on Jason. Like, the killer shows up in the beginning. It's Jason, right?
Yes.
Like, if you haven't watched this movie, like, it's 30 years old, or longer than that. But anyways, I was
give it
just.
away.
I'm sorry. I just would have liked more backstory because, like, if it was almost ridiculous if this kid has been spending years in a lake and suddenly reemerges,
Yeah.
but knows to move the tea kettle off
I know. Yeah.
the burner.
And he uses a phone.
I was like,
yes.
he's like, this will make it stop whistling. And it wasn't just that, like, you would think he'd be more Nathaniel and be like, "Rah,"
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
make
like
it
smashing
stop. But
through
he
the
was just
place.
like,
Let me
Let
just
me move
take
the
that
kettle.
off of there.
That is such a great point because he also made that makeshift shack in the woods for him and his mom, and then the booby trap for Scott. Like
Yeah.
he was like a little MacGyver that came out of the water, little merman MacGyver.
learning all these things.
Yeah,
Who
that's
knows?
crazy. Yeah.
Especially making tea.
That would have been great, by the way. If like he would have came over, looked like a little cup, put a tea bag in there, and then like picked up a little
Like
cube of sugar
cubes.
with like one of those tongs or something, dropped it in there,
Oh, that would have been great.
Hilarious.
Damn
and you
it.
see his hand go, with the pinkies up.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know why it had to be like the camp next door.
Yeah.
Like just be at the
Put
camp.
yeah, I'm with
Yeah.
you
Like
there.
it didn't matter. Like he made it there, so like
Yeah.
I thought it was silly. Also the lack of urgency from our Jenny
Oh, yes.
really bothered me.
Yeah.
Especially in the scene, she was like, "There's someone in this room." There's someone in this room, and then there was, and she literally just was like, stood there,
Yes.
watching them rumble.
Yeah.
And not until were they done rumbling where she was like, whatever the other guy's name is.
Paul.
She
Yeah.
was like, Paul. And then suddenly Jason popped up and then she was like, now I'm scared. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I didn't. I
She
just
had-
the lack of urgency. I don't know if that was
Yes.
like a director's choice. I didn't get it. Although I have to give her props for getting into a car. Most people don't get into the car. Although
Yeah.
the car didn't work. But also the ending. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay.
And I know this is a part 2. And a lot of times part 2s are just the middleman to set up the next in the trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't like the ending. So
Yeah. What about you, Matt? What do you got for cons?
The acting, not the greatest.
Yeah.
I wanted to know what happened to the other camp counselors. Like there was
Oh.
a shit ton of them.
They're all at
like,
the
what
bar
happened?
casino, yeah.
Like, why didn't we see them get murdered?
what is this?
Where did they
was
go?
it Scott? Who was the redheaded kid?
Oh, that was.
Oh, yeah,
That was
yeah.
Ted.
Whoever the
No,
redheaded kid
yeah,
was
in the
that
beginning,
towed the
right.
truck.
Yeah.
Who was keeping the party going at the
Yeah.
bar. They're still drinking. They're not having a great time.
So they were staying at the. So they're still at the bar.
Because
Okay.
the 2 left the bar, and then redheaded kid who asked someone at the bar,
Yeah.
where can we keep this party? I think that's
Keep
exactly
the party going.
Where
Yeah.
can we keep the party going? And they went
I
somewhere
missed
else.
that.
Yeah,
I missed that.
Yeah.
Might have dozed off.
same.
Yeah, I was just like, where are the other fucking kids? Why
Yeah.
aren't they getting murdered? Murder.
I like to dedicate a murder. Sorry.
Murder to Jason. So for me, the only real con I had for the film was the setup. I loved that Alice was back, but it was completely disjointed from the rest of the film. And then her like flashback nightmare sequence took like 5 minutes,
Yeah, that was a bit
recapping the
much.
first one that we didn't need.
A lot of
Like,
screams and grabbing of the blanket.
yeah, like
Like,
she could have just had a nightmare where Jason popped up and grabbed her, and then that was it.
Yeah.
We didn't need the interaction with the cops and all
Well,
that
to be
shit.
fair, they were giving us a good last season on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's very
Skip
true.
intro
Yeah.
or skip recap or whatever
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
But so I love that Alice was back, and I thought it would have been cool. Like my opinion, if I would have redone this movie, I would have had Alice been at the bar and like ran into Ginny and Paul, and
See,
then be
I
like,
didn't
"What are you
think it
guys
was
doing here?"
disjointed though,
I like
Because it's
because
a
it introduced the killer that we were gonna have, and I think it kind of told you who the killer was gonna be in this movie.
So
like, it
when-
got you started.
Yeah. When
No,
Alice got killed, what was it? A couple months after,
it's like 2 months.
and then this was 5 years
5
later.
years later.
So
Yeah.
for me, it was just like that's a huge difference
Well, he
in
needed to
time.
build a shack.
That's true. He needed
All
to build a
his
place
grow.
for him and mom.
Had to
Yeah.
grow a little bit. Because
Yeah.
how old was
That's
he when he
true.
jumped out of the water?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Really.
Preteen.
And then 5 months down the road, he's a man. He's got
Well,
man
he's-
legs.
He's old as shit
Yeah.
right now. I mean,
But that is
2009. God, that dude's old.
But that's true. Maybe he needed to get revenge first. Then he could build him and mom's home.
Yeah,
And then start hatching a plan for 5 years down the road. But yeah, that was it. That was all I got.
Yeah, what was he doing for 5 years?
Hatching a plan.
Building a shack.
Building a shack.
It looked pretty sturdy. He had a
Also,
toilet. He had a
that-
toilet in there. That was great.
That counselor thing was there last year, and he didn't kill any people the year before. His shack wasn't ready yet.
Oh, exactly.
But yeah, didn't they say, I know you were here last year? The deputy says that, didn't he? Like,
Oh, did he?
he said something along the lines like, I know you did this camp last year or something like
Oh,
that.
to Paul? Maybe when he brought Sandra
Yeah.
and Jeff back. So let's move on into favorite lines. Shelly, what do you got?
I don't. It was lacking dialogue, to be fair. And there was no like girthy dialogue. The campfire. I'm not going to read it all. The scene where Paul is telling the scary story about Jason. That whole little campfire story probably was
good,
my
yeah.
favorite little like monologue. But if I had to pick one line, good old Crazy Ralph was back with his "I warned you."
Oh my gosh.
So
Crazy Ralph.
that's I'm not gonna read the whole line, but the campfire storytelling was pretty cool. So
Yeah,
like that.
I think Paul did a good job of delivering a scary bonfire story. So
Yeah.
I agree. Matt, what about you?
Yeah, so mine's pretty long too, but I'm gonna narrow it down. It's basically where Deputy Winslow is talking to Jeff about the kids walking over into the woods over at Crystal Lake. Deputy says, "You're not even going to reprimand them. You're not going to like get them in trouble. There's no punishment. What kind of place is this?" And then Paul says, "Ginny, no second desserts for Jeff or Sandra tonight." So
Like
that was it.
Like a true
Yep.
Punisher.
Yeah.
Take away desserts.
Took away dessert. So that was
I'd
my
be
only
pissed.
line.
What kind of dessert?
Well, that's the
It
question.
was probably like a pudding cup.
Do you
or
think-
Jello?
Ooh, it's Jello. It's
Depends
camp.
on-
Depends on what kind of pudding we're talking about, though.
What
Chocolate pudding with
what if it was
Oreo
like
cookies.
Butterscotch or
Ooh,
something.
wait.
No.
What was that?
Chocolate
Oreo
pudding
cookie.
with Oreo cookies. Like,
Hell yeah.
Like
That's
a
like
mud cup, like
yeah,
dirt in a
that's
cup.
like dirt.
That's what camp counselors would
Yeah, that's
make.
true. Yeah.
Oh, well, shit.
Especially if they're teaching them, they're probably like,
Yeah, but
"This
he was
is how
probably
you
just
make
like,
dirt in a cup."
Hell yeah.
he probably didn't take that away from him. He was probably like, listen.
They
Yeah.
probably actually had dessert.
Actually, their punishment is that they had to stay back at the lodge while the rest of the crew
Oh,
got to
yeah.
go drink. He told them that Wanderers got to stay back or some shit. So their punishment was murder.
They had sex.
They got it on.
They got it on. That's right.
Let's get it on. Hey.
Let's get it on. That was
It was
pretty
beautiful.
good, right?
It was beautiful.
I might cut that out.
falsetto.
No, you're not.
I'm gonna
Don't you
keep it.
fucking cut it
Like
out.
that falsetto.
My turn. So,
Yes.
I liked. Paul was given a safety meeting the first day of camp, counselor camp, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
And he was just like, okay, look, a few words about safety. Axes, knives, lanterns, saws. They can all be trouble. Their misuse is a main cause of camp accidents. Take care of the equipment, and it will take care of you. And it was just funny that was a monologue he had in a movie where Jason's just hacking people up with saws,
Chopping people.
axes.
Yeah.
He does not know how to misuse them, I'll tell you that. But yeah, moving on. Let's go to most enjoyable characters.
Shelly, it's your turn. Who's your favorite character in this movie? Shelly, it's your turn. Who's your sorry. I just repeat myself. That's how I write my songs. It's all the same thing.
Due to the lack of personalities of our camp counselor crew, who were the only characters,
Yeah.
I did just give it to Jason Voorhees because, like, this is pre-hockey match Jason, which I thought was really cool. Also, like, I don't know, maybe I'm biased. Warrington Gillette is just a really great guy, even now these days. I don't know if you saw in the program, he even took out like an ad in our program.
Oh, he
this last
did?
show. Yeah, because he sells.
it.
He's like a realtor. He sells
that's
houses.
funny.
That is right.
So
Holy cow,
if
yeah.
you have the program, Sherry may even have it, and we can show you before leaving. He literally did an ad in our program, and it's like, kill a realtor, like
Yeah.
kill a. It's
Oh my gosh,
hilarious.
that's funny.
Yes.
And he even like filmed a whole promo saying, "I'm going to be at Spooky Empire," and
Oh,
it's like
that's
legit,
sick.
like he's in the water, like jumping out of the water, just like the movie.
That
Plus,
is a
it's
good
kinda
sport.
Cool
Yeah.
that he is like bag face Jason. Like, who else can really say that?
Yeah.
Right,
One and
So,
done, yeah.
Yeah, because we get. I think we move into a hockey mask next.
And the third one, he picks up a hockey mask. Yeah.
Right. So, but due to my bias of liking Warrington Gillette as a person, I'm
Yes.
picking Jason Voorhees. Also, like, the kills were really cool in this movie, so
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna give it to Jason, especially because the personality he showed when he came diving through that glass window. The
Yes.
sheer like
Well, we got some fun facts.
Some
fun facts.
Fun facts.
We're not there yet.
Not there yet.
5 years of
So I'm giving it to
aggression just
Jason
building up.
Voorhees.
Yeah.
Matt, what do you got you? What
So
do you got you?
I what
I don't know
is
what that
What
was.
you got?
What you got? What you got?
Is that like
See,
a drop something there?
I think anybody watch Rick and Morty?
no.
Oh, there's an episode. God dang you two.
No.
There's an episode where like these giant heads are in outer space and they want everybody to do like a singing American Idol type of competition from each planet, and if they don't like you, they blow your planet up. But
Oh my
the,
gosh.
the giant heads go, "Show us what you got."
That's cool.
There you go.
Got to check out Rick and Morty.
I know. I think it's very popular.
It is.
I've never seen it.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a whole episode where they start a theme park inside of a dead guy.
Oh my gosh.
It's hilarious. You've got to watch it. There's like Pirates of the Pancreas and
Oh my god.
whole monorail system inside this guy. It's hilarious.
Wow. Very cool.
Yep.
Where are we at?
What?
Your favorite
Oh,
character.
my
Your favorite. Who do you like the most?
Who do I like the most? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought of all the characters, I thought Paul. I like
Paul?
Paul
Real okay.
because he was Mr. Cool. He was a cool
He was?
camp counselor guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's laid back, chilled. I like him.
You like Paul. He had that weird moment in the beginning where he was talking to the camp about the women making sure they stay clean during their menstrual cycles.
Yes.
I was like, I don't think you get to talk about this, Paul.
No, I think he has every right to.
Keep the bears away from the perfume and all that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so my most enjoyable character actually goes to Vicky and Mark because their budding relationship I thought was really cute. And they're playful with each other and flirting. And Mark was just housing everyone on the arm wrestling in the...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you mean the paralyzed guy, the wheelchair
Yeah,
guy.
the wheelchair guy. Yeah.
I had to think for a second too, Shelley.
And I was so heartbroken that they
Yeah.
didn't get to smash uglies.
Yeah.
And I was
she
like,
was
oh,
going
they're
to.
so...
Why did she need to change?
Oh, she changed in the
understand
most
that.
weird,
Like, what was-
weird
Okay,
outfit.
so
that?
Matt, sometimes us women
Do tell.
for sexy time, we have to freshen up a little bit because it's not like it's all contained with you guys.
Uh-huh.
Okay, it's the free flowing hole,
Well,
and sometimes you gotta
I get it.
change the granny panties, especially if it's your first time. So
Ooh. Especially with Mark, that
Yeah.
hunk. Mark was a hunk.
he was so handsome.
He was so handsome. But
Yeah.
her brown panties that she changed into was a choice.
Yeah. Was
Her
a
grandma
choice.
sweater that she put on also
Was
a
a
choice.
choice.
And then spray.
Mark was into it.
He
Actually, I
Mark
don't know
was
if
into her.
I don't know if Mark was actually into it. It felt a little forced on her
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
And Mark was just like, I guess I'll get
Whatever.
lucky.
But she
Yeah.
was when she asked him, "Do you want to stay in my room tonight?" He was like, "I was about to ask you the same thing." So towards it was definitely she was the aggressor at first, but Mark was seeing eye to eye with her.
I think he was just like, the only flirting he said is like, yeah, everything still works.
That's right. She asked about.
I need more than that, Mark.
I don't need adequate. I need outstanding. You need to let me know, Mark.
Work, but does it work good? Huh?
Yeah,
Mark.
there's a difference.
Which, by the way, there's a show on Max
Okay.
called Naked Attraction. It's a UK dating show where people literally...
Oh my, yeah.
Have you heard of this
I've
show?
heard
Carrie
of it.
was telling me
yes,
about it,
yes.
Because I watch it and I've told everybody...
Oh my gosh.
Because I want I need everyone to experience, but like people literally get naked and they like expose them bit by bit, and the person picks a date.
Yeah.
I mean, eventually they don't pick until they get like faces revealed, but like
Right.
at first it's just like the bottom half.
Yeah,
So they
weed them out. They weed them
So
out.
they
Yeah.
have like six
no.
of them. 6, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think
they,
it's
like,
6. They start with 6 or 7, and they start completely naked behind like this glass door, and then they raise the glass door just enough so you can see peen and down, and you can see ass or vagin down, girl or
Yeah.
boy, whoever's
Yeah,
doing
sure.
it. They have all types of couple. It's UK. They're very
Open.
understanding
Yeah,
and stuff.
sure.
Like, so they even had like trans people on there. They've had lesbian
Yeah.
couples, gay guys, straight, bi,
Yeah.
everything. So they've had.
It's wild.
And so they show you the bottom half, and then from the bottom half alone, you have to remove someone. Can you imagine being the first one going in and be like, I don't like how your bottom half looks.
You
However, I've
very
seen
small penis.
so many different types of penises and vaginas that I didn't know were a thing. I've seen more vagina.
So wait, on the
that I've ever
show
seen.
they show the penises?
Everything.
Oh my god.
In the UK, they don't like censor that stuff. They're allowed to show it. Everything. And
Yeah.
Max shows everything too. It's because
So you
it's
got like
a
little
page-
turtles and stuff? Or
Ooh.
Everything.
Fuck me.
There was literally a guy that had a peen that was huge, and then an elephant tattoo around where his peen was. So
my
the peen
God.
was the trunk. They had guys in wheelchairs. They had a double
Ooh.
amputee on there once.
Oh wow.
Holy shit.
It's insane. And I didn't know vaginas look so
Wow.
differently.
We need to
I've
start
never
a new
paid
podcast
attention.
here.
No.
We're going to start a podcast on this naked.
Where we just watch episodes of Naked
Naked
Attraction and
Attraction.
talk about it. Oh my gosh.
We could have an offshoot.
What if people like got wind of it, like they were on the show and they're gonna listen and like hear
Oh.
what we have to say about their body? No, I could never.
I can't do that.
Can never.
No, because then I can't put any pictures of me on there.
No, because it's one thing like when me
Yeah.
and my sister are watching and we talk. I mean, it's weird enough
Yeah,
to
yeah,
like watch
yeah.
it with anyone. You kind of have to go in with like an open mind and like take take anything like sexual out of it. Take any kind of like sexual thing out of it. It's literally just looking at the human anatomy. And when you look at it directly like that, it's not so bad. But it is kind of like shocking to see some of the things that
I'm making a lot of noises over here.
I had no idea some of the penises look like that. They look lot of uncircumcised men in UK.
Hell yeah, our brothers.
Word.
Holla.
Now you all know
How we roll.
But okay. Let's see if this makes it through the cutting room floor.
It's ridiculous. This will end up on the cutting room floor, but it is ridiculous. Anytime, like when we watch Mandy, the one guy, Jermaine Sands, he had an uncut dick, and we were like, hell yeah, we're all pumped about it. Anytime there's an uncut dick, we get all excited about it. It's stupid.
Well, all vaginas are vaginas. I can't get excited about that. Yeah. But apparently sometimes there's meat.
There's
dangling.
There's different kinds of vaginas.
Also, like the slit can be seen sometimes. Sometimes you can't see it. Like
sometimes it's a turtle. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of like shaved.
Completely? Like
yes,
waxed?
Completely. And that's like people prefer that. And I'm like, well, I'm screwed because.
Hey.
No, thank you.
Yeah. That's
I have nor the time or the patience.
Well,
bug it, I quit.
I would imagine the razor burn would be terrible.
No, I mean some of them, but like most of them, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
They find ways around it. For other people.
That is amazing.
Naked Attraction on Max.
It's funny because Carrie I think when Carrie first saw it was when she was in Ireland.
Oh, yeah. It was on TV.
It was
just on TV.
It was on broadcast television.
Yeah.
It was 10 o'clock at night. She was like, I'm watching a show with just people's genitalia being shown.
Yes, it's on Max.
And then we were FaceTiming and she put it on and I was like, oh, that's some guy who does not trim at all. That's his bush with his wiener.
There is no wiener in that bush.
There was a little wiener. It was hanging out in the bushes.
Anyways. Hello. All because of poor little Mark.
Yeah.
Yowzers.
Thanks, Mark and Vicky. All right, so let's go on.
That was favorite character. Okay. Yeah.
Annoying, yeah. We got sidetracked so hard on that one. But yeah, let's go to annoying characters. What do you got?
I had to give it to Jenny just because I thought she was a horrible final girl.
Okay.
I want my final girls to have a little fight. And where Adrienne King as Alice had fight. Jenny just, like I said, she was of no urgency. She didn't run until like the last minute. And like all she had was her child psychology major to help her with anything. But like there was no fight in her. I don't know. There's just no fight. And then I will get to the ending. But anyways, Jenny. My
beef with her is that so many opportunities to help Paul out. never once until the end, but never once sees the opportunity to double team Jason and take him out. So yeah, I completely she was a little bit more aggressive in this situation. Ginny.
It's like those kung fu movies. You don't just all attack the guy at once.
Oh yeah. You just wait for your turn.
Wait for your turn and then you jump in.
Yeah. But she didn't even do that.
No, she didn't. She just waited and then ran away.
Get away. Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
My most annoying character was Scott. I thought Scott was a real asshole. I just don't like assholes in movies, I guess.
Yeah.
So I didn't care for Scott. He was teasing Terry, and I like Terry.
Oh. His pickup game was real shit.
Yeah, he was garbage.
He was garbage pickup game.
Garbage pickup game.
And then poor Muffin did not ask to be danced with. Don't you grab that dog and dance with it, you son of a bitch.
Fucking weirdo.
Unsolicited douchebag.
Unsolicited douchebag.
All right, so I had Scott too, but I also had beef with Terry because I thought she was a terrible dog owner. First time when she realizes her dog's missing, she goes to look and then quickly bails on it when she finds out lunch is ready. So she goes and eats a hot dog, and then she goes, "I'm gonna go look for Muffin again," and then sidetrack. Oh, the water! I'm gonna go skinny dipping.
Yeah,
go find your dog. Look for your dog.
Listen,
get focused, Terry. Ridiculous.
Billy Madison said it best.
What did he say?
You get out there and you find that fucking dog.
Let's go on into favorite kills / scares. Shelly, what do you got?
I did enjoy wheelchair Mark.
Yeah.
Wheelchair guy's kill.
Yeah.
Just because they were like, we're not just going to kill him. We're going to roll him down some stairs.
Yeah,
and
I know.
Thought that was really
I know.
Cool. And a good gag, like good practical effect.
Yes.
But I also have to give an honorable mention to our dear crazy Ralph, who finally can no longer preach the gospel of
Yes.
you're all gonna die.
I know.
Preach the gospel.
He didn't get as much time this time, but yeah.
No.
He was
But the time that he had when he was peeping John again.
Oh, I know.
Like,
Again.
Crazy Ralph, no wonder. No one trusts you.
Yeah, you
Stop
creep.
being weirdo.
You don't walk in like you own the place. You peep in.
Yeah.
And then he took it, chain right around his neck. Poor guy.
Shit.
So I'll jump in.
Yeah.
My favorite kill was also Mark. It was it was the most action. So much going on. He gets smashed right in the face, and then, like Shelley said,
Yeah.
rolls down the stairs.
Yeah.
And I wonder how many takes it took to get him that far down the stairs, because that was a pretty good distance.
Yeah.
He made it down to that second landing. Solid roll.
Solid.
Real solid. All right, Matt.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Mark.
We all like Mark's
Mark
kill.
to the face, down the stairs.
Yep.
I mean, it's a double
It is.
whammy.
All right, so we are finally at Final Cut. And this is where I reveal the ending of the film, and we discuss and give our ratings of 1 to 5 stabs. 1 stab, no redeeming value. 2 stabs, bad. 3 stabs, mediocre. 4 stabs, good. 5 stabs, masterpiece. While Paul, Ginny, and some of the other counselors in training are off getting drunk at the local bar or casino, Terry, Scott, Sandra, Jeff, Mark, and Vicky are left alone at the camp. Vicky and Mark's relationship starts heating up, so she runs off to the cabin to get some things. It starts pouring outside, so Mark goes out to the porch and starts calling for Vicky, but suddenly is struck in the face with a machete and sent tumbling down the stairs. Jason then enters the lodge and finds the spear that Ted used in the Jason skit and heads upstairs. There he finds Sandra and Jeff, fresh from bumping uglies, and impales them through the bed. Vicky comes back to the lodge and finds Sandra in bed dead, and Jason pops up and stabs her to death. Just then, Ginny and Paul return from the bar casino and find the massacred counselors. The lights cut out, and Jason attacks them from out of the shadows. Ginny eventually gets away and finds a cabin to hide in. While she's under a bed, a rat comes strolling up to her, and she pisses herself, and Jason notices. When the coast seems clear, she goes to get out, but Jason, standing on a rickety chair, collapses, causing him to just miss Ginny with his pitchfork. So off she goes through the woods again, and this time she unknowingly stumbles upon Jason's shack and soon discovers Miss Voorhees' shrine complete with her decapitated head. Jason arrives, and Ginny quickly puts on his mother's sweater and speaks to him as if she is Miss Voorhees. This subdues him, but as Ginny raises the machete to strike him, he sees his mother's head breaking the trance. Just as he slashes Ginny, Paul shows up to battle Jason, and Ginny finally chops Jason in the shoulder. He falls to the ground, and they take the sack off his head and are shocked by his appearance. Ginny and Paul run off to another cabin, but soon, after arriving, they hear a noise at the door. With Ginny hanging back on the bed with a pitchfork, Paul goes to the door to open it and finds Muffin. As Ginny stands up and calls to the dog, an unmasked Jason jumps through the window and drags her outside. The next morning, Ginny is whisked away in an ambulance and keeps asking for the whereabouts of Paul. We finished up with a zooming in shot of Miss Voorhees' head in a shack with dead bodies all around her. The end. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Lordy.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh,
So,
my gosh.
what did you guys think of the ending, Matt?
Terrible. No, I liked it. I mean, it's an ending.
Yeah. It's an ending.
It's an ending. It's good.
Shelley, I know you had some reservations.
Yeah, I just thought like they left like the cutaway from him jumping through the window, attacking them, and then the ambulance shot really was disconnected to me. Like we really don't know what happened to Paul, and like what happened to the dog.
I know, Muffin.
Sweet Muffin, who I thought was the dead dog in the forest, and
I know
they kid us, and that was that whole scene. That was another
apparently.
scene why I hate her. 'Cause she was like, they're running away from like a mass like murderer, and they get this dog, and she's just like, oh, the dog Muffin, Muffin. I was like, oh my god, can we get away from the killer?
Yes. Focus.
So, anyways, he smashes through the window. And then we cut to the ambulance, and then we get the shack scene. And it just it was so disjointed. Talk about disjointness. Like that whole ending like was choppy, and it just I've never watched part 3. Maybe who am I kidding? I'm not gonna watch part 3.
Part 3 is completely different. There's no
they don't even.
continuation?
Yeah, there's no
Jenny's
continuation.
not
I
in
didn't
it?
think so. They're just
No.
like now there's people coming to this camp
Yeah.
and there's killer. The Jason
Yeah.
is still lurking.
But I do highly recommend 3 because it was shot 3D.
Ugh.
So just watching it normal, there's a lot of scenes that are like, why is there a yo-yo being thrown at my face right now? So
It's like Jaws 3D.
it's kind of funny. So, but anyways, regardless, please continue.
I just didn't like the ending.
Yeah.
Although I'm not gonna poo on the franchise altogether. One of my favorite movies is Freddy vs. Jason. If you've
Yeah.
never seen Freddy vs. Jason, it is one of the best slasher horror movies out there, where they brought the two worlds in very well together. And I just love Freddy vs. Jason. So
Yeah.
that's my last take. If we never dive back into
Dive
this
back
series
into
again.
Friday. So I loved Jason smashing through the window and grabbing Ginny. I thought that was cool. It was harking back to what he did to Alice in the first one. I thought it was great. But to Shelley's point, just the next thing to see her and Paul's just vanished. It's like, what's going on here? So I felt mixed about it. I liked, up until the last 2 minutes, it was cool.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed this movie.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought this was a lot. I liked the first one. Okay.
Ooh.
I just liked more of the slasher stuff, more of the kills,
More of the Jason.
Yeah, more of the Jason. The mom, that was cool. That was fine. I mean, it definitely sets it up. The second one to me was just a lot better. I enjoyed it.
Well, give us your stabs then.
All right, so I'm going to give it a 4.
Oh,
nice solid 4.
Yeah.
I would watch this movie over and over again, and I'm looking forward to 3. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah,
so
do what? Like I said,
will.
it's weird because there's just a bunch of 3D
I always say that though. I'm always
stuff.
like, yeah, I'm going to check that out, and I don't. But
Don't.
I'm going to watch this one. I promise.
Nice.
I'm going to take a break from South Park and watch it. Okay.
Shelley, what do you got for stabs?
I will give this one a solid middle of the ground 3. I liked it, but I did like it better than the first one. I thought they were getting a little bit more in the story. But there was a lot of misses that I can't put it up any higher, but solid 3. I would, if it's on, I'm not going to turn it away. During Halloween, AMC is always playing horror movies at night. I wouldn't scoff if this was on. Kind of thing.
I just thought, this was a good kickoff for the whole Jason side of the story for the Friday the 13th franchise. So I liked it a lot. I give it 4 stabs as well.
Nice.
So next up, we have Voices from Beyond. And this is where Shelley goes through our social media platforms and shares your guys' thoughts. So, Shelley.
Take it away.
I'm Shelley.
Ready?
So first we have Roger R., who said Friday 2 is the 4th best Friday film, in my opinion. An extra star for the axe in the handicapped canceler's head. Maybe best kill in the entire series. Everybody likes the wheelchair kill.
Yeah.
I think it's a winner.
Classic.
Brian M. said, hope I'm getting this on time. And yes, Derek, that was me at David Notton's panel. Great questions, by the way. So part 2 has one of the best openings in all the genre, with tension and fake out of thinking we're continuing Alice's story. But he's got a good perspective on it.
Yeah. I like that.
Favorite kill is definitely Mark, with the Jeff and Sandra combo a close second. 4.5 stabs for me. Had to deduct a half point for sack head Jason. Thank God we got the hockey mask in part 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Lisa C said, I mean, what's there to say? This is a classic. Is it a perfect 5? No, but damn, it's up there. What I enjoy about this movie is that this Jason does not give a fuck. He killed someone in a wheelchair, all cards on the deck at this point.
True.
My only gripe, how he is leaving Crystal Lake in the beginning and heading to that girl's apartment to kill her. Does he have a phone book to look her up? Never understood that part.
Semantics.
I've rewatched it several times and enjoy it. I give it a 4 out of 5. Like I said, he seems to have a lot of life skills for a kid who spent years in the lake.
He learned a lot of things.
And his
at
mom
Camp
was
Crystal
dead
Lake.
before he even came out of the lake when he rose again.
That camp was very good to him before he drowned, I guess.
Taught him a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And then we have Ray M. This was my first time watching pre-hockey mask Jason. It had some good kills, and I really loved the music, but the movie was just a tad bit dry for me. I wasn't engaged with the movie like I thought I would be. My favorite part was the ending and how they kept the same thing going with the end of the first Friday the 13th. I guess he has a good point there, where they kind of leave you hanging. But
yeah.
And that's it. That's what I got. Unless, was there more?
No.
That was it.
Yes.
That was everybody.
Thank you, everyone, so much for always sharing your thoughts in the movies and taking this ride with us. So, Matt, do you have any interesting facts?
I do. There's a lot. There's a lot of really good ones here. Following the release of Friday the 13th, 1980, Adrienne King had numerous encounters with an obsessive fan. The situation escalated into a stalker case, and she decided to avoid any further acting opportunities. She has not done any on-screen film work since, but has done voiceover work on several films more than 15 years later.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this when we watched Friday the 13th. I
original, yeah.
was blessed to have lunch with two final girls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Adrienne King and Heather Langenkamp.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to sit and listen to them tell stories. And yeah, she lives remotely, doesn't have cell phones or anything like
sad.
that. But I mean, is she the one that you said has a wine line? I think she has a wine line. Her or Amy Steele, one of them have their own line of wines that are themed after Friday the 13th.
Oh, really?
I
Yeah.
do not know.
That's crazy.
It's one of them.
That's
Yeah.
cool, though.
I'd have to pull it up. I can see if I can find
But
it.
that is so heartbreaking that Adrienne
Yeah.
King had to go through and pull away from
Fucking
this
creeps,
industry,
weirdos.
this career that she was just starting.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah. According to co-producer Dennis Stewart Murphy, the idea to have Jason wearing a burlap sack over his head in part 2 came from their costume designer, who figured it was the type of readily available item Jason could have conveniently and easily procured.
Yeah, that
So
makes
all that
sense.
shit around his place,
Yeah.
burlap sack.
And a toilet.
In a toilet. The first Jason scene in the movie is shot of Jason's leg walking across the street towards Alice's house. This is the only time in the series Jason was played by a woman.
Oh.
Ellen Lutter, the
Cool.
film's costume designer.
Jason's fluid.
He is fluid. The actors stayed in a cabin on set. John Fury, Bill Randolph, and Russell Todd came to Laura Marie Taylor's cabin to play a prank on her. They scratched on the screen window, and she hyperventilated until she fainted.
Oh, my God, those assholes.
And I got one more. I know I got a bunch here,
No,
but
that's fine.
there were a lot of really cool ones.
Yeah.
Although Warrington Gillette is credited as playing Jason, in most of the scenes, the character was played by stuntman Steve Dash. Gillette only plays the unmasked Jason in the sequence where he bursts through a window. Dash was upset at being uncredited in the role, as he has most of Jason's screen time. When archival footage from the film was used in the next sequel, only Dash is credited as playing Jason.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Interesting.
Which is interesting
Sorry.
because I've never met Dash.
Dash.
I've
Steve Dash.
Warrington Gillette
Yeah.
several times. It was Adrienne. She made a red Crystal
Oh,
Lake red
cool.
wine.
Oh,
That's sick.
Okay. Oh, so very
That's
cool.
good.
She did do a wine line.
Good for her.
That's super awesome.
How expensive is that wine?
I don't know.
Damn it.
All right, let's move on into Wheel of Death. In this, first and foremost, we need to replace Friday the 13th on the wheel. This is our last movie for the season. So, well, this isn't our last movie. This is the last movie to go on the wheel, and then we pick the. We're gonna fix all this in editing. So, what is replacing Friday the 13th on the wheel? Shall I?
What
Ooh,
is
it's one of my movies.
Hell yeah!
Fuck yeah.
Oh, American Psycho.
Oh,
That's a good one.
are you looking at the loser?
Yeah, I was just
Psycho.
looking to
Yeah.
see if American Psycho is what's replacing, but I was looking. We have 1, 2, 3, 4,
Should be 10.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that didn't ever make it to the wheel.
Okay.
Do we want to give honorable mentions?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
go
yeah,
through.
it'd be
In
fun.
memora.
So what was in the bag
In
that didn't make
In
it? Yeah, in
memoriam.
memoriam. Yeah.
Wo-
R.I.P.
Wolf Creek from me.
Oh yeah, that would have been good.
The Vatican tapes from Jeremy W.
Jeremy Dubs. That was a
It's 9 because that was 10.
good, smart,
Nightmare on Elm Street from Matt.
good
Damn
one.
it.
Some gems.
Damn it.
The Lost Boys
Oh,
from
that's a
Mike.
good one.
M,
Yeah.
which is streaming now.
Yeah, I know. Thank God.
So go watch it. House from Derek.
Oh yes.
The TV show.
That's what I was thinking.
Actually, Sean S. Cunningham.
I'm surprised
who
I
did-
have so much still in here because I
What
had
is
a lot
it?
of picks. I have another one in here.
Oh wow.
Mom and Dad.
Oh yeah. Is that the
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage one? Yeah.
Should still
Selma
watch
Blair,
that.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God. Wolf Cop from Matt.
Oh, darn it. Darn it to heck.
Wolf Cop never made it out of the bag.
The Shining from Matt.
That's a good one.
Hey.
And Deadstream from Stephanie T.
Oh,
I feel
yes.
Did we watch? No, we didn't watch that.
No.
And Hocus
Sorry.
Pocus.
I don't know where Deadstream is. It used to be
For
on Shudder.
not
Yeah, sorry to those
making
movies.
it on the wheel. There's also a bunch of movies on the wheel that aren't going to survive either. So,
Yes.
all right.
yeah.
What do we have on the wheel?
All right.
Today.
All right. Left on the wheel, we have children shouldn't mess with dead things or something like that. Play. We have Triangle, The Crazies, Ornery 2, Behind the Mask, Lake Mungo, The Innocents, Tucker and Dale, Phantasm 2, and the newly entered Psycho.
Volume up.
Por favor. All right. So now has come the time
All right.
for the very last wheel of
Yes.
death spin on this series of Little Bracket of Horrors. We ready to start chanting this
Yes.
mofo?
Ready.
Here we go. Go.
Wheel of death. Wheel of death. Wheel of death. Wheel of death.
I shit you not.
Oh,
Psycho.
Oh, nice.
Psycho is on it.
It's American
Psycho.
Psycho.
Well,
I
then, let's-
am pumped.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
So wait, American Psycho, is that with
Christian Bale.
Yeah. That's what I was
Yes.
thinking too.
All right. So the wheel picked
Got it.
American Psycho.
Which was Shelley's choice.
Shelley's choice.
Shelley's choice.
Looking to see where we can watch that. Ooh, it might be on Peacock.
Ooh, okay.
And then rentable
Peacock.
on most streaming. Like you can probably rent it on Amazon or Apple or.
Just go watch it somewhere.
It's a good movie. It's a good
It
movie.
is.
And there's
I'm
an
excited.
uncut version.
Uncut, just like me and
I
Derek.
may have to watch
Oh,
it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez. Full circle moment.
That's never
It's
mind.
definitely on Peacock.
All right, good.
Peacock.
Peacock.
Peacock. Which, if you don't, okay, so to the suggestion of anybody who doesn't have a Peacock membership, just get the free one for 30 days.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, and just watch it. And
Create
then
an
cancel
email
it.
just for your free.
Just for American Psycho.
I do not support that, but just
Ooh,
I'm just saying. I'm sure if you sign up for some kind of like cable, they'll give you a free.
Who's signing up for cable?
I don't know. I am old.
All right.
I am old.
So, American Psycho episode will be dropping November 22nd. Make sure you stay with us and tune in to the end of the season where all these movies we watch will be thrown into a tournament to determine which movies get cut and which film will be crowned champion of Little Bracket of Horrors 2023. If you listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please hit the follow button and give us a rating and review if you like what we do. You can find us on Facebook by searching Little Bracket of Horrors and on Instagram by typing at Little Bracket of Horrors. Though we are still an audio-based podcast, you can now find us on YouTube. Just search our name and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our uploads. We have merch available as well at tpublic.com. Just search for our name in their website search bar or pay attention to our socials for a direct link. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm Derek.
I'm Shelly.
And I'm Matt.
And we will catch you on the other side.
Oh, we should watch the American Psycho trailer.
Oh, yeah, let's watch it.
Yeah.
Do you want to record us watching it together? As like an extra little 10-minute. And Chuleta tap dancing in the background.
Isn't it usually here? Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Have you seen American Psycho, Matt?
I've seen
Okay,
it probably
okay.
like 400 times.
I love this movie. The soundtrack, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Sabrina, why don't you dance a little? Christy, get down on your knees.
So that's the
Classic.
part.
We're not through yet.
Can't wait.
Love that dance.
Dude.
Hello. Nice.
Do you have any witnesses or fingerprints? Actually, yes.
Oh.
Oh, Jared Leto.
Close every eye for yes.
Oh yeah.
Such a stellar cast.
So good.
I love that part.
Dude.
I love that scene.
This will be one of those movies where I won't be able to pick like a favorite line.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's gonna take 2 hours.
I'm into murders and executions mostly. I like to kill a lot of people.
Oh my gosh,
Man, such a good pick.
dude.
The wheel.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Will.
You want to do the honors?
I can. Am I
Yes.
really loud?
You're a
Do I
little-
need to come
no.
down a bit?
It's been so long since I've heard your voice.
I'm
so I'm
probably.
okay with it.
People have been using my mic that need volume. I don't. My.
Check.
You know, if you go into Lowe's or
I'm just
anywhere
really
else,
loud.
it's fucking Christmas already.
Are
I
you
feel
trying
you-
to say I should put my Halloween decorations away?
No, I like
How
the
long was
ho
it?
ho ho.
Oh,
It just reminded
I
me.
feel like that's better.
Is
how do
that
I
better?
sound? Am I good?
Am I too loud?
No,
No.
you sound fine. Am I good?
Check
Do I
one.
find da 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 da?
I don't
Yeah,
even
you're
need
fine.
to-
I
I
think
don't even
you're
need
good.
to be that close to the mic. Right here is good for me.
There you
And-
go.
I could be even closer, but I won't.
We don't
I'll be
need
You have
that.
a lot of bass when you do that.
Boys.
You got that.
Boys.
You got
You
that
like my Apple
baritone.
AirTag on my wallet?
Now I do.
I'll never lose it.
Is that how that
I
works?
guess there's
Yeah.
a story behind that.
Yes, I
Did you
lost my
lose your
wallet. Not this one, because this is a new one.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah, man, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much
That's
the
all
story.
I got. That's it. I lost my wallet. I still have to get my ID still. Ooh, that's
you
important.
lost
Your driver's
everything.
license?
Yeah, everything in my wallet. I had my ID, my debit, my P card, and
For your
Your P card.
purchasing card for work. It's called a P card.
interesting.
Business card.
No,
whatever.
I've heard of P cards. Yeah.
And then
I haven't,
It
so
just
I
sounds
legit was
funny.
like,
my
It does sound
insurance
funny.
P.
Yeah.
My Tinkle card.
well, good thing insurance is all digital nowadays.
Yeah. Well,
Old man, do you
yeah.
have an app? the
what's an app?
the
Yeah, I've
cops
got
will
apples.
accept an app.
I've got apples. I don't know what an app is.
And like an appetizer.
Is that like short for appetizer?
It's like an appetizer.
Shouldn't have done it. You're that baby.
That's my purse. I don't know you. Anyways, you want me to do it?
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Okay.